Hey everyone, welcome back to my personal channel, Socials Awkward. My name is David Bidell, and this is a battery tender upgrade for your Campagna T-Rex. Come on, let's go. Before we get started, I want to thank my friend Barry White for turning us all on to this clever little mod. These are the kind of upgrades I like the most because they are simple and quite meaningful. I met Barry through a T-Rex Facebook group, and I could tell right away that he was a really good guy, and I wanted to be friends with him. And we have become friends, and I can't wait to meet him in person, hopefully, on a T-Rex. Thanks, Barry. I ordered this part on Amazon, and as luck would have it, it's a 2-pack, and I'll show you what I did with that other one right after this short walkthrough. The first thing you need to do is take off that GV bag and locate your existing tender. If you don't already have a battery tender, that installation is very straightforward. Just hook the correct wires to the corresponding terminals on your battery, route and zip tie the wire, and this is where you end up. I kind of hated to change this because the original installation was so clean, but it really came down to not completely loving having this wire hanging down. Because there's nothing I like less than cutting into my T-Rex, my plan is to use this existing hole and hide the wires behind the driver's side lower air intake. Here's a look from the other side. Once I had a plan of attack, it was time to cut this zip tie and start the installation. I plan on mounting it to the inside of the lower air intake for several reasons. First, having mounted it the other way made it impossible to reach with the GV bag in place. Additionally, without getting on your belly, it makes for a blind shot to the firewall. And most importantly, if you've ever accidentally backed out without disconnecting the tender, it could seriously mess some stuff up. If you're sometimes absent-minded like me, that's what I loved about the original design. You can pull it from any direction, and it separates without causing any damage. This little mod looks much cleaner, but renders the plug unidirectional instead of omnidirectional, so I had to think carefully about placement. I know I just said that I'm not installing it this way, but it's the side that my drill reaches, so I put it in place to mark the holes. After drilling 4 small holes, it was off to the hardware store. There's no way I was using those silly screws that came in the package, so I picked up some 8x32 machine bolts, compression washers, and nylon lock nuts. Shout out to this magnet tool, which I mentioned in a tool video that Todd Kerber and I collaborated on. I only dropped these washers several hundred times, and they somehow managed to never fall somewhere accessible. Once the bolts were loosely in place, I did the old reach around blind ratcheting maneuver and somehow got all 4 bolts snugged up. I figured out a path to zip tie the wires, taped the connection from the tender to the new hardware, routed the wires, and zip tied it to the frame under my bad boy horn. Again, I want to give a big thanks to our friend Barry White, who keyed us all into this very cool mod. If you want to see what I did with my other one, stick around for a little while. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful in some way. Comment below, and remember to be nice and ride safely. I'll see you out there. If you stayed for this part, you are in the rabbit hole, and you might have a small YouTube addiction. But hey, who's judging? This is my Husqvarna mower, which looks nothing like James Hetfield. And it too has a battery tender, which rests lazily out from under the hood. I simply picked the perfect location, drilled a hole to accommodate the new tender, routed it through. Super easy to do one-handed, by the way. First try, for sure. Bolted it in place and linked it to the original. Then it was a small matter of checking my work, and behold, James never looked so good. Thanks for watching.